While you have the wedding all planned out, I have the most important part of them all planned.
What could be more important than Jamie and Kat's wedding?
The Bachelorette Party. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Real Deal, Ball State's premier entertainment news show. I'm your host, Gabby Kramer.
And I'm Owen DeWeese. You're throwing Jamie a bachelorette party?
Would I be a true friend if I did not?
Does that mean I have to throw Kat a bachelor party?
You haven't? Yikes, I have everything planned out for Jamie's. It's going to be great.
How so? Tell me about it.
Well, first we're going to rent out a movie theater at AMC.
Jamie's place of work?
Yeah, and we're going to put anime on the big screen while eating Pizza King and...
Jamie's second place of work?
Dude, the discounts were really good.
Well, not as good as Kat's upcoming segment.
As The Real Deal's resident Swiftie, I know you all expect me to talk about my upcoming theories for the 1989 Taylor's Version album, which is definitely happening next, but that is not what I'm going to be talking about today. I am actually going to be discussing my third favorite artist of all time, Vance Joy. Specifically, I want to talk about his album Nation of Two, which is my favorite album. This album is altogether beautiful. Most of his songs are beautiful, of course, but this album specifically makes me want to be in love. All of his songs are talking about how loving someone so much that you would do absolutely anything for them, and it makes me very emotional. Specifically, his song, I Am With You, and his other song, Take Your Time. I'm With You is a beautiful, slow song in which Vance Joy discusses with the audience how he would wait for his love no matter how long, and that he, or I'm, with you. Take Your Time, however, is more upbeat, the type of song that you would want to listen to while driving down the back roads with your window rolled down. Talking about how he wants to take love slow and remember all of the small and beautiful moments of falling in love with someone. This is the type of song that I could listen to on repeat and never get tired of just because of how beautiful it is. I specifically remember a few months ago posting on Instagram, Love Me Like a Vance Joy song, because this is a man who loves with his whole heart and makes sure that everyone knows how he is feeling. I know that Vance Joy is mostly known for his song Riptide, which is a beautiful song, but the fact that that's the song that he became famous for is astounding to me. While Riptide is a very lovely song, he has many other beautiful and brilliant songs that capture his talent more effectively. Everyone knows that I have 1,000 Spotify playlists, so if you would like some Vance Joy recommendations, just let me know, because boy oh boy have I got the playlist for you. So I've been Kat, and back to Owen and Gabby, who I have a feeling might be planning something, I don't know.
Okay, you're right. Maybe not that good, but that's not all I have planned.
Okay, what else you got?
Well, first of all, I'm inviting all of Jamie's friends, her sisters, the producers, everyone.
I didn't get an invite.
Well, you're not her friend.
Gosh.
And she doesn't even know what's happening. It's going to be a surprise.
So not only is Jamie having a surprise wedding, but she is also having a surprise bachelorette party.
And it's going to be great. And I'm even buying glow sticks and renting out a bouncy castle.
Please tell me you're going to get some balloon animals.
How did you know?
It's not a bachelorette party. That's a child's birthday party.
Well, a child's birthday party sounds great then, but not as great as Eric's love for Harry Styles.
On March 31st, founding member of One Direction, singer, fashion icon, and four-nippled man Harry Styles released the single As It Was, as part of his third studio album, Harry's House. In celebration of my ovaries exploding, I will be discussing his second solo album, Fine Line, which was released on December 13, 2019. Leading up to this album's release, Mr. Steal Your Girl had made available 3 singles to listen: Adore You, Watermelon Sugar, and Lights Up, 2 of which both have over 1 billion streams on Spotify. Harry had previously demonstrated his star potential outside of the previous boy band project, One Direction, although he was already earning the hearts of not only 8-year-olds across the globe, but also mine. Upon his solo debut, Harry Styles had become more than just the member of One Direction, but a star in his own element. With the release of his self-titled solo project, Harry Styles, many wondered where he would take his sound into the future. Fine line goes further into lyricism with more tearjerkers, more bops to dance around your room like a Disney princess, and even more embracive instruments and sounds utilized in this record. This album follows a theme of love in each track, as this album has influences from Harry's personal dating life. Cherry is a standout track among the others, which has a duality within its tone and sound. On the surface, it sounds upbeat with the cute guitar sounds mixed with the feeling that you are constantly floating. But underneath is a heartbreaking story which takes inspiration from his breakup with model Camille Rowe. I will admit that I did not notice this until my friend was wondering why I was jumping on my bed screaming, "Don't you call him baby?" Meh. The next few tracks, however, diverge from the initial happy tone on this album, earlier displayed with the opening track, Golden. The gender norm breaker delivers a powerful piano ballad on Falling, where he reminisces about the lost love and asks himself, what am I now? Every relationship is different, and we as humans are not taught to properly love, as one of the few examples in our life that we are exposed to is the example of our parents or on-screen romances that we idolize. The album plays into this theme in which Harry loves this girl but ultimately must let go, not only for her sake but as his own. Good, you belong with me. Upon this first listen, however, to this serotonin-filled experience, I instantly fell in love with the song She. Yet again, Mr. Front Cover of Vogue utilizes groovy and ethereal guitar tones to provide a different feel for his tracks. The last 2 minutes of the song is a beautiful and moving guitar solo that shreds in front of the powerful drums and deep bass that will make any Tinder profile stand out as your anthem. I'm pretty sure he's Jonathan from Stranger Things, and places every emotion into his live performances, whether it's on stage or in an acoustic studio. He is notorious for switching up melodies in his songs, as they often sound different when performed live. The National Public Radio, NPR Music, hosts tiny desk concerts where artists can display their music in different forms. Mr. I'm in love with you. Please respond to my Instagram DMs. Change the harmonies in this hit single, Watermelon Sugar, during the chorus, and removes the horns from the last chorus in place with more acoustic guitar tones. Styles has an ear for music, not only from his tracks, but his power and emotion in his voice. Ranging from different genres, this album has tones for anyone, even repressed homophobes who say that they will never listen to Harry Styles. Trust me, dude, we know you're listening to him as you're PRing. My rating for this album? Love me. For all hopeless romantics, I'm Eric Lagos. And now back to Erwin and Gabby.
All right, Gabby. So if you're going to do all that for Jamie, what am I supposed to do for Kat?
Bachelor party things.
Okay, I don't think that we should be doing bachelor party things.
Well, you should at least start off with the classic kidnap.
Excuse me?
Yeah, you kidnap Kat, make them think they're gonna die, and then take off the blindfold, and boom! Bachelor party.
Great. That sounds like a criminal offense. Who should I invite? You already have all of Real Deal going to Jamie's.
Invite their work friends.
That is a terrible idea.
Or maybe the residents.
Are you, like, smoking something?
Okay, maybe it'll just be you and Kat getting ice cream, but at least it's a party. Kinda like Xander's segment.
Hey there, my name is Xander, and welcome to For the Record. I'm here with Stephen J. Mason with an album to share with you all. So, Stephen, what does the J stand for?
Jail.
So, tell me about your album.
Okay, so the album I'm talking about today is Ex-Military by the Death Grips. As their debut album, Ex-Military is the album that launched them into underground stardom in April of 2011. All the elements that work phenomenally in their later releases are present here, working wonders. The paranoid tone of the lyrics, the insane level of experimentation and sampling that each and every song uses, and an unending cascade of vivid imagery. All the groundwork was laid here. It's no wonder that every subsequent album that the group released has always felt like it was living in the shadow of Ex-Military. Death Grips did it right out the door perfectly from the very start. At 48 minutes, the barrage doesn't overstay its welcome. Indeed, the most striking thing about listening to the album is how one song flows right into the other almost seamlessly. Yet, time after time, the songs seem to interrupt themselves, breaking up the flow and always keeping you on your toes. MC Ride is a powerful vocalist who isn't afraid to just scream at the top of his lungs right in the middle of a song. There's no chance to listen to Ex-Military halfway. It demands your attention. Pair this with Zach Hill on the drums and Andy Morin tying it all together in the mix, and Ex-Military is my favorite album, bar none.
That's very good.
All right.
So, what is this album particularly about?
Well, from the point of view of the lyrics, It's about a man getting into drugs and becoming a deranged psycho. MC Ride, who sings the songs, really imbues some of his persona into the lyrics, talking about substance abuse in a crazed way, sort of portraying himself as a mad god in a lot of the songs. Beware, the opening song, is really a great testament to that. It begins with a speech by Charles Manson, of all people, to really set the tone right out the gate. And it eventually culminates with him becoming one who perpetuates the drug cycle to get more people into it just like him, almost as if drugs were a cult and he props himself up as the god. Sort of is how the storyline goes, through ups and downs along the way, of course.
So, what is important to you about the album? Or, like, is there any particular thing that drew you to it, made you start listening to it, made you passionate about it?
Well, I first heard about ex-military when I was browsing the internet, and I don't know which forum it was, but it was like highly regarded on that forum, and I gave it a listen, and I was like, holy crap, what the hell is this? And I went away from it, didn't come back to it for another year, and I came back to it again, hated it, but I could like still listen to it, and after a while, it was sort of like an acquired taste, like coffee or wine, but this was like screaming aneurysms in my ears. So once I acquired a taste for that, it became something that only I was capable of enjoying, and like anyone else I showed it to would have my initial reaction. They would freak out about it. So it would always be one of those things that I enjoyed showing to people, to have them freak out about it, and I would laugh at their reaction because I remember that exact reaction happening with myself. So after a while, once I got people into it and who could appreciate it themselves, it's like, this is our thing now instead of just my thing, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. And then last question. So which song holds the most significance for you, or which song can you relate to the most?
I can't really say I relate to any of the songs myself, seeing as how I've never even touched cocaine. But I would say the last song, number 13, Blood Creepin'. It feels like it comes out of nowhere in an album where every song comes out of nowhere. It starts with blaring horns and really just punches me in the face every time I pull it up or start listening to it. And it's hitting the last song of the album. So all of those things combined, and the way MC Ride just blares his voice almost as if he himself were a trumpet, all of that coming together makes me sing along to the frankly insane lyrics every time I'm listening to it. So yeah, it's a good listen.
Any last encouraging words?
Don't let your parents hear it, because they will think you're deranged and they'll send you off to the loony bin. So listen at your own peril, kids.
Well, thank you for joining me on the segment, Stephen.
All right.
That's all from us. Until the next episode, I'm Xander, and this has been For the Record.
So what you're telling me is that Jamie is going to have an awesome bachelorette party, and me and Kat are just going to go get ice cream, and then they're going to get married the next day.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, Kat loves ice cream, so I think that's a great idea.
Wait, bring them to a Taylor Swift theme party.
Perfect.
Honestly, loving ice cream and Taylor Swift basically is Kat's entire personality.
I can quite literally see Kat with their AirPods, Ice cream is on the AirPods.
That's a daily activity for them.
I know, a little weird, but they're marrying someone even weirder, so it's okay.
Wait, you can't claim Jamie is weirder than Kat.
I can, and I just did.
Kat is crazy.
Okay, but Jamie likes anime. I'm acting like I don't.
You're right.
Yeah.
While I try to think of redeeming qualities, let's hear from our final segment.
Yellow Jackets is one of my favorite shows of the year, and you should definitely be watching it. It comes on Showtime, so if you don't have it, get it, even if it's only to watch Yellow Jackets. Yellow Jackets tells the story of a high school soccer team who are on their way to nationals. The team features Jackie, the popular team captain whose relationship with boyfriend Jeff is heavy on her mind, and her best friend Shauna, who may or may not be having a secret relationship of her own. Hint, it's with Jeff. And then there's Thaisa, who I think is my favorite character. She's tough as nails, but really cares about her team and wants to see them succeed, doing whatever means necessary to do that. And there's Natalie, who is also tough as nails, but the more grunge punk version of it. We have Laura Lee, the ultra sweet Christian girl, and Lottie, who we don't know a ton about other than the fact that her family is rich and she is on a mysterious medication. But I think she's also one of my favorite characters. And with the way the first season ended, I imagine we're going to find out way more about her, and I'm so excited. There's also the team assistant, Misty, who is a socially awkward and no one really likes her, but she's so much fun to watch on screen no matter how much you hate her. Things are fun with the girls, even if a little bit tense, but everything changes when their plane crashes over the Canadian Rockies. Misty quickly takes the lead to everyone's shock, including mine. We watch the girls, as they put it, starve, scavenge, and pray their way through being lost in the middle of nowhere for 19 months, as things escalate pretty drastically and pretty quickly. Over the course of the series, we see the survivors, which currently consist of Shauna, who actress Melanie Linsky won the Critics' Choice Award for Best Actress in a Drama Series. She's now a bored housewife married to Jeff. Natalie, who is in and out of rehab. Misty, who is played by Christina Ricci and is a bit of a sociopathic retirement home nurse. And Ty, who is married and running for state senator. The show explores power and power dynamics, mental health, queer relationships, among so much more. And I don't want to spoil too much about it, but I am obsessed with Yellow Jackets. And each episode continues to be better than the last, with the final episode leaving us on a cliffhanger that I can't wait to see the follow-up to. Luckily, Yellow Jackets has been picked up for season 2, and I am impatiently waiting for it. That's all for me this week. I'm Tiara Spells, and go watch Yellow Jackets right now.
Triplet.
What?
Jamie's a triplet.
And?
Therefore, I actually don't know what my point was. On to our final word.
You're so awesome, Gabby. Thank you for handing it over to me. Hey, over the last couple of weeks, I have not felt like watching stuff. TVs, movies, I haven't really been into it. I recently got into cassettes, like around Christmas time, and that's how I found my current favorite album, Joe Walsh's But Seriously Folks. It was released in 1978, and it took a much cleaner, yet familiar approach from his last couple albums before that. A lot of the themes on this album are about accepting your mistakes and moving on. Secondhand Store makes both of those themes the most obvious. But there's also Indian Summer at the Station, and my personal favorite theme from Boat Weirdos, and of course, the rocker anthem, Life's Been Good, which you've probably heard, even if you don't think you have. To put it plainly, this is an album that you listen to while chilling out with your friends or spending time outside on a nice day. If you like music, you'd probably like this album. If you're ever stuck looking for something to do, try giving it a listen. That's kind of all I have prepared. I did it all last minute. Listen to the album. I'm going to hand it back to Gabby to finish the show.
Thank you, Owen. Good stuff. This past week, I had the pleasure of going to the Mokel AMC Theater to see Marvel's newest release, Morbius. The story follows a man, Dr. Michael Morbius, who suffers from a rare blood condition that leaves him very weak and without a long lifespan. Eager to change his fate, Dr. Morbius begins some rather dangerous experiments focused around bats. As you can guess, the experiment goes unplanned, and while Dr. Morbius is now living in a body complete with abs, shocker, and a healthy appearance, he has a hunger for blood and turns into a monster. My summary of the film is going to end there, as I recognize it is a very new release and Marvel is a big deal, so I'm sure many of you will go out and see it, and I am not the one for spoilers. That being said, I was a little bit disappointed in this film. I found myself getting bored with the plot. While the visuals were very cool and 10 out of 10, I have a strong feeling this movie is setting up more interesting plot lines to come about, but I don't see myself watching this particular movie again. I didn't hate it, but I was severely disappointed with the results in comparison to the trailer. Sorry for being a Debbie Downer and a hater, but I do believe the future of Morbius will be much better than its start. That's all from us this week.
As always, thank you for watching. If you want to see anything else from us here at The Real Deal, be sure to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and our website for all things entertainment. I'm Owen DeWeese.
And I'm Gabby Kramer. Thanks for watching.